Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. Now in this video we will see the alternating current circuit containing the capacitor only. In the previous lectures we have already discussed about the alternating current circuit containing resistor only, and in the next we have discussed about the alternating current circuit containing inductor only. Now we will see when in an alternating current circuit, if a capacitor is connected here, then we will see for the relation for the EMF and current. Now let us start. So let us consider an alternating complex voltage, that is V equal to V naught exponential j omega t. Exponential j omega t. So for the physical voltage, this can be written as V will be equal to the real part of V naught. The V naught means this is the peak voltage V naught into exponential j omega t. So this can be also written as this is the real part of V naught into in place of exponential j omega t we will write cos omega t plus I sin omega t, or this is a cos omega t plus j sin omega t, because here we have written exponential j omega t. Here the j is here, this is nothing but the iota, its value is root over minus 1. So the real part of this V will be equal to the voltage V equal to V naught cos omega t. Now let us consider the small I, it is the complex current, and Q is the charge on the capacitor at any instant t. So in an alternating current circuit containing only capacitor, so the instantaneous EMF will be equal to the potential difference across the capacitor according to the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So this is your V equal to Q by C, the total charge divided by the value of the capacitance C, or this can be written as Q equal to CV, or in place of V if I write V naught exponential j omega t, then this will be Q equal to C V naught. V naught is the peak voltage into exponential j omega t. Now here the current equal to dq by dt, and here if I put the value of Q, then this will be d by dt of C V naught exponential j omega t, and this can be written as this will be C V naught. If I will take the derivative with respect to t of exponential j omega t, this will be j omega into exponential j omega t, and this can be written as this V naught exponential j omega t. This is nothing but the value of V. We know V equal to V naught exponential j omega t. So this I will be equal to j c omega into V, because in place of V naught exponential j omega t we have substituted the value V. So this I can also be written as this I will be equal to V divided by 1 by j c omega. So this is our equation 2. Now we know from the Ohm's law the total current, the current flowing through a circuit will be equal to V by R, and here R is the resistance, and if I will compare this equation 2 with the equation 3, this will be I equal to V divided by this part is your resistance, but here since the circuit contains the capacitance only, so this is known as the effective resistance or the capacitive reactance. So here you can see that this effective resistance offered by the capacitor is X subscript C, that is equal to 1 by j omega c, and that is known as capacitive reactance. Now the physical current at that instant is, here we can see I equal to j c omega v. Here the value of I equal to j c omega v. Now if I write the physical current at that instant, then this will be equal to I equal to the real part of j omega c into v, and the value of v is V naught exponential j omega t. Again if I put the value of exponential j omega t cos omega t plus j sin omega t, then this will be j omega c V naught cos omega t. Here I have missed the term cos omega t, and minus this will be j into j, this will be minus 1, because j equal to root over minus 1. So the square of j is equal to minus 1. So here this j into j, this will be minus 1 omega c V naught sin omega t. So here this cos omega t term, it is here the j is present. So the coefficient of this term is the imaginary part. Since here no j term is present, j term is not present here, so this will give the real part of the current. So here the value of I will be equal to minus omega C V naught sin omega t. And again in place of minus sin omega t we can write cos pi by 2 plus omega t, because you know cos pi by 2 plus theta, cos 90 plus theta equal to minus sin theta. So here the value of the current equal to omega C V naught cos omega t plus pi by 2. Now if I will consider the value of cos omega t plus pi by 2 is 1, then in that case I equal to I naught, and that is called the maximum current. When this value goes to 1, then in that condition we can say that this I equal to I naught is the maximum current. So we can write it as, so I naught will be equal to omega C V naught into 1, or that is equal to omega C V naught. Now if I put the value of omega C V naught here, then this I will be equal to I naught into cos omega t plus pi by 2. So this is our expression for the current, and you know for the potential or the physical voltage applied here, this we have calculated that this is V equal to V naught cos omega t. Now if I will plot the graph between the voltage with respect to the time and the current with respect to the time, now we can see that this is your voltage curve, that is V equal to V naught cos omega t, and this one represents the current, that is I equal to I naught cos omega t plus pi by 2. So here you can see that if this is the voltage, this axis represents the voltage, then this pi by 2, after this pi by 2 angle, so you can see that this represents the current axis, because in case of an alternating current circuit containing the capacitor only, the alternating EMF, it lags behind the alternating current by the phase angle pi by 2, or we can say that this alternating current leads the alternating EMF by pi by 2. Okay, here you can see the current will lead pi by 2 with respect to this potential. And also if I will plot this Xc, that is a capacitive reactance with the frequency nu, you can see Xc equal to 1 by j omega c, and that can be written as omega equal to 2 pi nu. So this will be 1 by 2 pi j nu into c, or we can say Xc will be inversely proportional to the nu. So this is the curve for the, this is the Xc versus nu. Okay, so basically you have to keep in your mind that in case of an alternating current circuit having capacitor, then the alternating EMF, it will lag behind the alternating current by pi by 2. If you can remember, in case of resistor, they are in the same phase. The voltage as well as current, they are in the same phase. But in case of the capacitor, here we have seen, in case of the capacitor, the EMF lags the current. Lag behind the current by pi by 2. And in case of the inductor, EMF lead the current by pi by 2. So this is the basic difference between when the alternating current circuit contains the resistor only, they are in the same phase, that is voltage and current, they are in the same phase. But if it contains the capacitor, then EMF will lag behind the current by pi by 2. But if the alternating current circuit contains inductor, then the EMF will lead the current by pi by 2. In case of inductor, EMF will lead. In case of the capacitor, the current will lead. Okay, so this is all about today. Thank you all.